Boyz show. It can happen at the Boyz show. Ooh. Let's go to Astro World.
I was gonna say, have the wounds healed from Astro World yet?
Probably not.
I don't think they have. But anyway, boys, hello.
Hi.
We're here in the Wine Boys podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the internet.
Mommy, I'm wine drunk.
Oh no.
Oh no, I forgot to wear panties.
Oh, looks like I'm taking a mental health day from work tomorrow.
I'm stuck.
Do you know how that is now? Is that you can call out of work and say, I have a mental health day when you're just hungover.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends just did that. Like he texted me earlier. He's like, dude, I'm so hungover. I'm not going to work today. I go, what did you say? He goes, I'm taking a mental health day. He goes, we have those. He goes, I get 5 mental health days a year at this job.
Wow.
Yeah. Participation trophy, New York City, baby. Woo.
Yeah. Impressive.
Yeah, progressive
mental
as shit.
Health days. Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that nice that you can take advantage of your mental health by destroying your internal organs? It's great. I love it. Like, I think it's amazing.
Yeah. It's just funny though, like how our generation's thoughts when it comes to work are just different than like previous generations.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's get into the wine first, and we'll talk about that.
I was to say, let me get a wine drunk and have my thoughts come out.
Yeah.
Don't you love that when people like are very reserved and then they get a little alcohol in them and then the liquid courage starts coming out and they're just like, you know what? I got to be honest. I think the KKK's got some good thoughts. It's like, Jesus, man.
Whoa.
Jeez, I didn't realize Daryl was a closet racist. Like,
I just don't think Hitler did anything wrong. Like, whoa, relax.
Yeah, pretty apologetic. Tom. Jeez, man. He's had 2 whiskey sodas, you said? Jesus,
man.
This is why he never comes out anymore.
Yeah. He's just been
all he does is read Reddit forums, and he just stays in his basement and just sips whiskey, and he's just like, let me think. What can I say to my friends today?
He just sits in his basement drinking light beer, just angry because women don't want to have sex with him.
It's just like, go outside, dude. They're there.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is approach somebody. It's not that hard.
It is not that hard. And just don't say shit that like Kevin Samuels says. That's all.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, maybe don't do that. It's. I mean, do it because I want to watch, but otherwise don't. Yeah.
Women are looking for a superior. Like, relax, bro.
Okay, they're looking for a superior, but they also need to meet you first. Listen, if you really want to make some headway with a woman, first of all, you gotta lie a little. Not like don't listen. No, hear me out. Don't lie about things that are like. Don't tell them that like you have an 8-inch dick, and then they take it out, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Like, don't lie. Don't. Yeah. Different countries. My apologies.
Let me explain this real quick, okay? So on the ruler, right? You have 2 different sides, okay? You got the CM, you have the IN, all right? So IN stands for incorrect. CM stands for certified measurement.
Okay. I see. Very good.
So the certified measurement, it's a little bit smaller because it's more precise.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's why. So yes, 8 inches is it. Come on. So anyway.
Wow. That was. Tell me, did that just come to you?
Of course. No, I saw it on TikTok.
I was gonna say you've definitely heard that somewhere. It's like this guy's fucking Aaron Sorkin over here writing this shit.
Yeah. CM, IN. It's 2 different things. All right. Let's introduce ourselves.
Pretty funny. I hate that you stole it, but
I did steal. But I came clean.
It's okay. You did. Hey, listen,
I'm not the professional comedian over here.
That's the point I was trying to make, is that you did come clean, and that's what we do here.
Now, I usually gotta get a little lubed up first conversationally before things get real.
We should probably talk about just how you guys can follow us at WineBoysPod on Instagram and Twitter, wineboyspod@gmail.com. Go to the merch store. It's teespring.com. /stores/the Wine Boys. And I'm at Zach Cossack on Instagram and Twitter, and Zach Cossack Comedy. Anywhere else? That is me. And now it is your turn to tell people how to find you.
Lovely. Boys, you can find me on the Instagrams and the Twitters at Lord Gerald. You can find me this weekend getting a little Philly on the dance floor with some college friends. Things are going to
Yeah.
be vaguely homoerotic, but we're boys. So anyway,
Can't wait to see somebody cheat. All right, now.
it's a wedding.
You can hide. I'm kind of upset I wasn't invited. I got to be honest. I mean, I didn't know him. I don't know him that well, but I was like, come on, man, like, throw me a bone.
I know you well enough.
Yeah, so like I know you just well enough. I'm going to some weddings and I'm just like I barely know these people.
Yeah. They
But
just need to like feel like they had friends. So like
yeah,
let's fill up the guest list a little bit.
nice.
I've
So
never gotten the pity invite to a wedding.
I've only gotten one, but it wasn't really even like a pity invite. I was just a new employee, and
Okay.
they were like, "You should come," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, you got
Oh,
room?
okay. Okay.
Sure."
Yes, I
So,
guess. So
I
what you
guess so.
sipping on tonight, ho?
I'm drinking a Italian white wine. It's called Castosa. It is from oh goodness, this is a toughie.
Mm.
This is just tough to say. Um,
Arrivederci.
yeah, Broccolo. Um, it's imported by Metropolitan Wines of New York City.
Oh, good job.
This is a fully organic wine, though, 100%
Okay.
organic. So,
Wow.
I'm looking at the whole foods of wine this evening.
Yeah, yeah. Healthy.
Yeah. Yes, we
Okay.
stay healthy. We stay
Yeah.
healthy in these streets.
hmm Must stay healthy.
Yeah.
Well, tonight I am drinking Lubanzi. This is actually imported from South Africa.
Mm.
So I guess we're the international boys tonight.
Yes, the UN of
And
boys.
yes. And what do we got here? Let's see. So this is actually a Shiraz. And I'll read you sluts the back of the bottle. It says it's Lubanzi. It is named for a wandering dog who led us 6 days and 100 miles hiking across South Africa's wild coast, and created by two young travelers to share a love for South Africa and grow the future of families living and working on South Africa's wine farms. We hope our wine helps you make a home in the newest places and adventure out of your home you know by heart. So,
Okay.
apparently, this is also a fair trade wine. It is a blend, though. It is 75% Shiraz, 18% Grenache, and 7% more Vidre.
More VJ. So
Yeah.
I'm drinking. So this is a blended white wine, which typically, if they're organic, it's just a multitude. It's a 1/5. So it
Okay.
has Trebbiano, which I've had before, Cortez, which is really really good,
hmm
and it's Garganega, which is like a kind of acidic, semi-sweet.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
which I'm just into. I like Italian white wines to begin with, a good Pinot Grigio. So
Of course.
um, so this mine doesn't really have like any descriptors to it. It's basically just like this is a white wine from Italy, and if you like every Italian wine, very little description. It's just kind of
hmm
like, yeah, this is what we got, which I like. I think we've talked about this at nauseum. Is that
hmm
white wines from Italy are just like, yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is, and like that's it. So this wine is from kind of the central part of Italy. This is a taste characteristics are bold, dry, and acidic. Um, the way they said this wine kind of yields very similar to a Pinot Grigio, so I'll probably like it.
hmm
And it goes well with pasta, shellfish, mature and hard cheeses, and cured meat.
Okay.
Which, yeah, nice charcuterie. So
Okay. So I'll read the tasting notes on mine.
I'm gonna
So it
I'm
says,
I'm gonna wait for you to bust down on this.
nah, you start pouring yours up.
Bust
So
down.
mine is a dark brooding purple color, indicates this is a serious wine with impressive structure and extract. The nose is intriguing, offering huge complexity with layer upon layer of aromas. The palate starts off echoing these aromas on entry, but builds with more juicy black fruit. The intense black red fruit is kept in check and balanced by an intriguing savory note throughout the palate. Um, and just some of the reviews are saying it smells of plum and spices, tastes spicy as well. Oak, plum, straw, but also bitter coffee. And it pairs with, I just lost it, spicy food, beef, mature, and hard cheeses, and lamb. So, just
Like me a
bust
good,
this whole.
like me a good mature.
Yeah. There we go.
That was cute.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Let's see now, because I'm drinking a Ready Boy. I have my my aerator out tonight.
Okay.
We'll do an initial pour. Gotta wipe my tip off. A leaky dog. And then we'll pour again, aerated. So,
Very
cheers.
nice. That's pretty good.
What you get?
It's really fruity. Like, it kind of has that nice kind of tannic bite that you get from a Pinot Grigio that's really dry.
Uh-huh.
But it has this kind of, I don't know, it's super fruity on the front, like really, really bright, but then it's very dry on the back. So it's kind of it's a very complete blend.
Yeah, yeah. So mine is interesting. So
really nice color. I mean, it's almost clear.
Okay. So mine is a very fruit forward in the beginning, very juicy, like a nice cherry plum. But then I get like a pepperiness to it, and some earthy notes in there. So
that's probably the Shiraz right there.
Yeah. So I think this is gonna open up nicely though once I aerate it.
I know. Anything is better than that dog shit I had last week. Jesus.
That non-alcoholic
wine. You can check it out in the archives. Search the Wine Boys. Also, we're on YouTube as well.
Yeah, get in there.
Like, review. You got to smash that subscribe button. You gotta. Yeah. It's pretty. This is good. I like that we can juxtapose. Like I'm doing a white. You're doing a red.
Yeah. I like that.
So.
I like that. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, what we talking about? We're talking about work.
Right? We were talking about work
and how it really seems like our generation takes a different approach to work versus older generations.
As far as work ethic, are you talking about like?
I think it's more mentality. I don't think it's work ethic. I feel like previous generations were like, my life is about work. I'm going to die on this assembly line. Be a man, die on the job. Like that sort of thing.
Have a heart attack in your 60s like a man.
Yeah. Just like die while screwing a bottle cap on the aspirin.
The irony.
Yeah, like you're just on the assembly line and your job is just to check every third bottle cap. You just die in the assembly line.
You die in the bear plant. And then and they're just like, why did somebody pop one of the bottles? And you have the guy that does like consumer or quality control. It's just like, don't take any pills out of the bottle.
Right. But I really think it's a function of I think obviously our generation has a greater emphasis on mental health.
Well, I think, yes, I agree with that. But I think it's because of what was created. I think this this alternative universe in the digital age, like everybody, like, have you ever heard that term, like the digital divide?
Yes.
It's like it's a real thing. It's something I learned about in college classes, which I thought was funny because I was learning about this like 8 to 9 years ago. And people are like, that we're having this thing where society is losing its touch with reality because of the digital divide.
Yeah.
People are so accustomed to doing things on the internet that when they go out into the real world, they're like, what do I do? I have to communicate with somebody in front of them. Like I have to see them and be with them.
Yeah.
And then with this whole pandemic, obviously, on top of everything else, it's like we just created the most digitally divided country in the history of time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think that's part of it. I think the other part of it is because wages for the most part are stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, like uh both parents working in the household is more common. Like those days when it was like, oh yeah, the man goes out every day, brings home the bacon, and the wife just stays home and takes care of everything. Like she takes care of the kids, she makes sure the groceries are shopped for and the house is clean and all that. We can't really do that
Yep.
anymore. So as a result, it leads to, if you have a kid, like, and both you and your partner work, well, if that kid's sick, somebody has to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the daycares close at 4:15. That means I'm not staying here till 5 o'clock. I'll come in earlier, but I'm not staying till 5 because one of us has to go get the kid.
Who gives the right to the daycare to be like, we close at 4:15? I don't care if you're out of work.
Their own separate. Wow.
Oh,
Ooh. Okay. It's a much cleaner finish and also becomes a lot more fruity. I'm sorry to just like switch.
I was gonna say no, like that. It's good for me to know. I kind of want to try this now.
This is really good. If you get a chance, I'll put it up to the camera. If you get a chance.
Yeah.
Just
Well, send me the info. So is it Lubanzi?
Lubanzi, yeah. Very good. It's a South African import. If you can find it, get it.
I'm pretty sure I can. I don't know if you know. I live in New York City, so I'm sure I can find.
I mean,
obscure wine somewhere.
Yeah, it just depends on who imported it. Like it's a different market up here. So
yeah. I guess I can kind of hold up mine too. So this is
It looks like this was imported by some company out of DC. So
I don't know if you kind of see this though. You see the kind of the G kind of looks like the Garth Brooks logo.
Yeah, I see that.
I like that. Well, the vineyard it's Gorgo, so
right.
But yeah, cool.
But yeah, but I was just saying, like, if you have a kid in daycare, like,
I don't.
Daycare closes at 4:15, so I'm not staying here till 5 o'clock. Sorry,
it's just like, oh, I'm sorry. No, you have to die on the assembly line. Don't you know how this works?
It's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
I wish there was more jobs that were kind of like mandating that. Like they put that in your contract. It's just like you have to die here. That's kind of part of the gig.
Yeah. All right. And if you've been here for more than 15 years, you don't have to actually die on the line. Like you can die in the break room or like the bathroom or something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because I was looking. Did you ever watch any of those documentaries about like the poor working conditions of like the poultry industry and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like all I'm thinking about, especially like during the peak of the pandemic, like how crazy those work conditions were, and the fact that like that's still the fact that these people are deathly ill and they're still working to package these chickens because there's such high demand for chicken that they're just like they're essentially just dying in the break rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
They're just like, get them out of here.
When's the last time you went a week without eating chicken?
I don't know, man. I'm eating chicken at least once a week, probably for like the last 10 years.
To be honest, I eat chicken probably almost every day. Just because like it's easy for me. Just like I try to pack my lunch when I go to work. And it's just kind of easy for me to like make, that little one pan meal. So I'll just like, make a couple of chicken breasts or a couple of chicken thighs.
Yeah.
Make a few of them, and then it'll just get me through the week.
Yeah, that's never a bad idea. I used to, I still kind of, I haven't in a while. I need to start pre-packing meals again and just doing like, hey, here's chicken, carb, veggie kind of thing.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. It's usually like chicken, rice, then like spinach or broccoli or something.
Yeah, like whatever. Yeah, whatever's wetting your whistle that day.
Yeah, it's better for you than cold cuts.
Yeah, but sometimes a good cold cut, man. Ooh.
Oh my God, it's so good.
There's an Italian deli right around the corner from my spot, and it's they do the soprassetto.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You get the fucking.
It's worth the horrible after effects of it.
Yeah, you get that 3 porky
yes, because
king
as you know
sub.
by now, I got a tender tummy. So,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
you get that nice greasy, just like salami,
oh.
capicola, and ham.
And then they
All
grill
three
it
of them
too,
on
and you
one
can just see the
sandwich.
drip going down.
Yeah, I just want
That
to take that, rub it on my chest.
yeah,
Just,
put some jardinere on that too, and a little oil and vinegar. I mean, good night. I mean,
yeah,
literally, good
man.
night. Like if you can get up after that, like good luck to you. You're a
Yeah.
stronger man than I've ever imagined. I think there's something to be said for the lunchtime guy that goes and gets like a full sub, or they get
Mhm.
some sort of like big Italian sandwich, absolutely houses it, and then goes back to work and doesn't go to the bathroom once. Like
Yeah.
that guy's my goddamn hero.
Well, I'm usually not shitting that out till I get home, but by 3 o'clock, I'm asleep.
Yeah, to say, but
Like,
also too, like not falling asleep at your desk, not excusing yourself to use the restroom. This guy is just just an iron gut legend.
yeah, yeah. Like, spreadsheet is open, and I'm
Yeah,
just like this.
just pounding away. Sure, I sneak in a 30-second nap, but who doesn't?
Yeah. Who doesn't? Who does just doze off for a second? You got, oh my God, the barbecue dirty chips to go with it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Or them funky fusion motherfuckers.
I like that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we have Hal's here. You ever had Hal's chips?
I don't know if I've ever had
It's
house.
kind of like a dirty chip. It's basically kind of like the same style.
Okay.
It's like the New York kettle chip. It's
Okay.
you know, it slaps so hard.
Mm. Mm.
Um, but any hoodle. So yeah, I mean, I think the society of today is very much. I think it's kind of put in this like work smarter, not harder mentality.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also because all of the companies are smart mandated. It's like these tech-based companies that are all like, yeah, sure, you don't have to come into work today. And they kind of have this mentality that like essentially we have servers that are just that are gonna outlive civilization that are just kind of out
Yeah.
there.
Pretty much.
And they're like you think the dinosaurs go extinct, but these servers will never die.
Mm-mm.
You know.
And that's the thing is like our whole technology is speeding toward this, which I guess is why we all went to college and got basic ass degrees, because we got out, we got into the workforce, and it was basically like, okay, can you read at a high level? Can you write at a high level? And can you use a computer?
Yeah.
All right, you're good. We're gonna teach you everything else, because that's all you really
You
need.
barely have to have reading comprehension nowadays to get a job. They're just like, can you work a computer and figure out software in a relatively quick fashion? It's like, yeah. Just like you got the job. Like,
Yeah. Do you know Microsoft Excel? Yeah.
Great.
Are you good at it? I'm pretty good. All right,
Okay,
man.
pretty
You're
good's
hired.
fine.
We got you.
No, pretty good's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Half my job is Excel. Like
Yeah.
any job is half Excel now.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's just like, here's a sheet of numbers. Add them.
here's a sheet of numbers and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. Everything is just sheets. But it's
You see like the boomer works at your company. He's got a calculator. What the fuck is that thing?
Yeah. It's one of those big ones too. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Big numbers so he can see it.
Yeah. Just like going away. You can see him peering away. You can see his fingers moving it. It's just like, Jack, what are you doing,
He's
man?
got his pen.
Yeah. She was like, oh, I'm just running the numbers. And I was like, yeah, there's a you can do that on the computer, man.
Yeah. Equals sum parentheses, dog.
Yeah, don't be an idiot. Even I know that.
You fuckwad. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but I know the entire Microsoft Office suite. I think you need to bow to me now. I think that's how it works, right? Like I'm a god and you are a peasant.
You want to see a pivot table?
Yeah. Oh, do you not?
I'll fuck your mama. Give money.
Listen, I know the entire Windows and Google suites, so I think you suck my dick now. I think that's how this works. Like,
fun fact: Google Sheets can translate things.
It sure can. Shit talks back. I know.
Whew, shit.
Yeah. Yo, imagine that's a pickup line you could do at a bar now. You walk up to a girl and you're just like, I know the entire Microsoft Office and Google suite. Do you want to go in the bathroom real quick? Like, it's just that's a I mean, Challenge accepted. I'll do that line. I feel like I have that look that kind of says I know Excel.
Yeah.
like,
Just walk up to a young lady, whisper in her ear, data validation.
yeah.
That's it.
How do you feel about sum plus x plus y? Do you want to go? I mean, I'm feeling something here. Are you feeling this? Are you feeling like we need to calculate our private parts together? Because we probably should do that.
My company's buying a large piece of equipment and they wanted me to build an amortization table to see how much they're going to be paying in interest. Would you like to join me?
Would you like to have some? Would you like to grab some dinner sometime?
We can talk all about it. I know
The Christian Grey of calculus.
Yeah, getting a little hot in here, if you know what I mean.
I went out the other night and I was having drinks with a friend, and there was this couple sitting next to us, and the guy was he was enamored with, I think he was more enamored with himself than he was with the girl, because the girl was giving me very strong, like, successful businesswoman energy, and he was giving me I produce music but nothing you've heard energy.
You ever heard of hyper pop?
Yeah, basically shit like that. Like, he just starts naming people that he knows, but he does not know them.
Yeah.
It's just V-neck T-shirt. It's raggedy. A lot of beaded jewelry. A gold chain that's very thin, like uncomfortably thin for his body. Mm-hmm. And she is just like, oh my God, he's a music producer. I never do this. And and I'm just thinking to myself, and I'm looking at my friend. I'm like, he's fucking con artist right here. Like, he's trying to ruin this girl's life. She's got a good future, and she's like, I'm gonna leave it all for this guy.
You look at this guy, you're like, he's clearly sleeping on his friend's mattress, on his friend's couch.
No, either that, or he's gonna pull a fast one and go to the bathroom and never come back.
Yeah.
Like, just one of those guys. But
I
honestly,
feel like you can usually smell that from like a mile away, though.
I love guys like that, though. The kind of guys that like just basically take so much time and energy to learn the art of finessing that they don't even bother finding a personality trait. They're just
finesser.
Yeah, they're like, this guy fucking knows his way in and out of the game.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I mean, that's kind of his job description. He's just like, oh, I'll fuck your girl, but I'm never calling her back.
Yeah, no, Hall of Fame bullshitter. Like, that's his job. That's his thing. That's what you pay him for. That's what it makes
as somebody that's on the reserve team of the bullshit club, I would have to tell you that I'm like the sixth man of the year of bullshitting.
Okay.
Like, sure, I don't start, but JJ Redick came off the bench. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the JJ Redick of bullshitting.
We talked about 8 inches before, okay?
I mean, there is no lies seen in this room.
Hey.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you. No, but I love seeing those guys, though, that, like, you go out somewhere, they make themselves seem so interesting. Like, yeah, I lived out in LA for a couple of years. Yeah, I came back. LA was just too, like, I like the hustle and bustle of New York, you know?
Which is just a nice way of saying it didn't work out there.
It didn't work out, and at least I have some friends in New York, and I can crash on someone's couch for a while.
Yeah, there's fucking plenty of couches. Most of them are on the street. Just sleep on one of those. Yeah, I
can't afford a car, and public transit in LA sucks, so I'm coming back to New York.
Yeah, because I can get somewhere for $275.
Yes, I can at least hustle that up.
Yeah, it's getting too inexpensive to get on the train, especially how easy it is to jump the turnstile. I mean, we need to stop. We need to put a fucking. We're letting too many people on that train.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's sardines in a can, but you know that going in.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the fucking trains in New York are awful, but how are they gonna fix them?
I mean, they get you where you need to go, plain and simple.
They do. Yeah. But no, rush hour is just, it's the worst. Shoving.
Yeah, that's why I'm like dreading anything involving rush hour times, because I've been, particularly blessed, and especially like being, doing comedy in New York. I mean, a lot of shit just starts late, so that's helpful.
Yeah.
So you don't have to deal with like that side of the crowd.
Yeah.
You also have to deal with, you have to deal with the late night people, which are those people are just dangerous. That's really what it. Yeah. Like would you rather deal with too many people that are just trying to get home, or like one or two very dangerous people? Like, it's really.
Yeah.
It's just kind of your trade-offs. I'd rather deal with the dangerous people, because I don't really look You
But
know,
there's levels of danger, like you got the public masturbator, they just want to be seen. And
yeah,
then you've got, the guy that might try to stab you with a rusty screwdriver,
yeah.
you
I've
roll the
been there,
dice
seen
here.
it. Yes, no. I had a guy the other night. I was getting on the train. It was late. I did a show in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
So I got on the train like probably 1:30 roughly, and I
Okay.
was transferring at one stop, and there was a guy, and it was really funny because he was eating Burger King, and I thought that was the funniest part. He had like a Whopper in his mouth, and
Uh-huh.
he's like taking a bite, and he like as I walk by, he's like, "Don't go down there." I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, yes. And I did go down there, nothing. Everything was
Uh-huh.
fine.
Don't go down there. Like,
Don't go down there. I was like, what do you mean?
he's like,
He's
they
just like
put
fucking,
cheese on this motherfucker.
yeah. This is his first meal all day. I'm just like, he has low blood sugar. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. It just,
So yeah, everything was fine.
it's one of my pastimes is just to watch someone fuck up some Burger King.
Sometimes,
Because you see how big those burgers are, and they're just... Yes, they put mayonnaise on this.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do is like late night watching somebody try to navigate a slice of pizza into their mouth drunk.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite pastime activities. He's just doing this, a lot of this. He's just dancing. He's dancing around the cheese.
Oh God.
That's the one thing you never have to worry about with a dollar slice. That cheese don't move.
No. Because if that were a slightly more expensive slice and it were hot,
yeah, that cheese
especially
moves.
if you're drunk, that shit falls off and you get the cheese burn on the underside of your chin. God.
You wake up the next morning with a birthmark you never expected.
Yeah, listen, I was traumatized. This is why I have a beard now. I was traumatized when I was 7 years old. I was eating some pizza. It was hot as fuck. My mom was like, "It's hot. Be careful." And I was like, "I'm hungry." And I
you're just
bit
like,
it.
oh.
And I got the cheese. The whole cheese fell off. And the underside where the sauce meets the dough hit me in the chin.
God.
And I couldn't spit it out fast enough. And I did that like little kid cry that and spit the whole thing on the plate. I cried so hard, and my sisters just laughed at me.
Do you remember? I think the most traumatic moment I ever had was like with the Totino's pizza roll.
Oh yeah, those are bad too.
Nuclear warfare, man. Like you bite into one of those too early, like good luck finding the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, it's
horrible.
Shit's not gonna be the same for a week.
No, dude, I couldn't. Like I was like, I'm just like doing this a lot. I'm like a cokehead, just gumming around. I'm like, what's going on? I was just like, I've been to a Totino's pizza roll right out of the oven.
Yeah, and I've never had like a evenly warm Totino's pizza roll where it's like this is an appropriate amount of warmth.
Yeah, it's a little soggy still. Yeah.
Yeah. It's either like scalding hot, like 3rd-degree burns, or it's like slightly frozen in the middle still. There's no middle ground.
I kind of like
nowadays,
that though. Because I've little secret pockets of cold.
Yeah. But nowadays, because I've had to like bury my emotions after that moment when I was 7 years old, when I eat something really hot, I just got to man through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just eat it and I just got and just tough it out.
What I do is I've always been the guy that is I want to eat a slice of pizza so bad, especially if I've been drinking a little bit. What I've been doing is I kind of do this move where if I have a couple of drinks, I know I need to eat something to bridge the gap.
Yeah, soak it up.
So I'll get 2 slices of cheese. If it's like a dollar slice spot, that's fine. I don't care. Like the last time I went out drinking was probably like 3 weeks ago with a group with some comics and they were like in awe of the fact that I like made the suggestion. I was like, "Do you guys want to get a pizza now?" They're like, "Well, we're gonna go keep drinking." And I'm like, "No, bridge the gap." I was like, "You have to eat a slice of pizza, have a water, collect yourself, and then you keep going." And they're just like, "That's a really good idea." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I've fucking done this before. Like I've
theory."
Yeah, only you have to have one adult in the group.
You do, but theory. Mm-hmm. So, were all the people you with, were they all like from New York?
One. Most of them, everybody else was like transplants, like a couple from the Midwest, a couple Philly guys.
Okay. I get the feeling that because they're all like New York people now, at least they feel that they are now, they gotta be worried about their waistlines, and that's why they didn't want to like eat the pizza now even though when they're sloppy drunk, they're definitely gonna want it. Whereas
Yeah,
us,
man.
you're a more recent transplant.
Yeah, but I'm also like I'm from New York State, and I've been to New York plenty of times, and I'm also like I don't give a
Okay.
shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I
Because
can get
like,
two.
yeah, I remember us. It'd be just like, all right, say friends were going on a, I don't know, any fucking drinking excursion. At
Yeah,
some point, we're wolfing down something disgusting halfway. Like this is
have
halftime.
to, have to, yeah, have
You
to, yeah.
have to, or else
Some
you won't
people,
make
yeah.
it.
Some people during halftime, they negotiate what they're going to do the rest of the night, and some people are
Yeah,
just like, no, I'm going to eat and I'm going to purge. Like I
yeah,
have to finish this.
yeah.
But what I do, and so my move is I always bite too early and I ruin like the surface of my mouth. But I'm always the guy that like takes a bite and I'm like, and I just kind of like I just like smoke is billowing out of my mouth like a dragon
Yeah.
as I'm eating a
Nah, my
pizza.
my go-to is when it's too hot, like continue to chew but suck in air as doing it. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then
Like
just like slam
that
some
helps. I
water.
don't think there's any scientific evidence that shows that helps.
It doesn't at all, but it makes you
Literally
feel
just
like
yeah,
you're doing
you're just
something.
sucking in more oxygen, and it's just like let's just get this down my face more
Yeah.
quickly.
And everybody looks at you because they know that the food is too hot, but you put
Yeah,
it in your mouth anyway. And at this point, you're like, I got a point to prove. Like I ain't no bitch, so
yeah.
I'm
You
just
know what the
gonna
move
tough it
is?
out.
Late night tacos. Tacos are never that hot. They're
Hmm.
foldable, so you can kind of. What I do is I almost burrito them. I like take and I just like push over, but I'm just like I'm a two bite. If I can get the whole thing in my mouth on one bite,
Hmm.
I'll do it. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
fucking three tacos right in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
Little those like foldable corn tortillas. Wrap that up.
Yeah,
Basically
man.
turn it into sushi.
Hmm.
Just
I recently I've become a welfare queso connoisseur.
ooh.
So here's what happened. I stumbled down a YouTube rabbit hole because I like a little bit of ambient noise while I'm working.
Okay.
And I
As
usually
do I.
just have an old iPad next to me and something is on YouTube while I'm working. I'm kind of listening to it. And this man made a Philly steak.
Just like the
And what he
sizzle
did
of it.
was he made a cheese sauce with the Philly steak.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did was he took butter, pan, melt that bitch. Milk, Velveeta,
Mm-hmm.
nothing melts better.
No, it doesn't.
American cheese, the second best melting cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then he took some provolone and put it in there. All
Oh,
right.
so yeah, I said, where's the fancy cheese? You got to get
You got
something.
to throw some provolone in there. Yeah. So he put that in there, and then he put that on his Philly steak.
Yes.
And I've taken this recipe, I've adapted it for my own purposes. So for the Super Bowl, I made nachos. What I did was I subbed out the provolone cheese for like that Mexican grocery store blend.
Yes.
Sprinkle that bitch in there. And I
Oh.
threw some spicy salsa in there, so you got some little green chunks and shit. Laid out the plate of nachos, put some ground beef on top of it, some lettuce, some tomatoes, grape tomatoes that I salted before I put on there.
That's the move. I was gonna say. You gotta
You gotta
salt
salt
your
your
veggies.
tomatoes. You gotta
Salt those
salt them.
tomatoes.
And then I just dumped the cheese all over it. And I'm sitting here watching 50 Cent while I'm gorging myself.
Which is ironic.
Which is ironic. I'm like, man, 50 Cent let himself go in the last 20 years.
Yo, that's a good trend. How you said you did a Super Bowl party? How was it?
So we actually ended up canceling the party because my child was exposed to COVID.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she doesn't have it though, but just to be safe, we were like,
So it was just you and the missus?
yeah, and the baby. And then we watched the first half of the game. We relived middle school through the Super Bowl halftime show. And then we watched Euphoria.
Yeah.
Because it's a great show.
Yeah. I haven't got into it yet. I'm like I everybody else's, but it's like there were so many videos online of people of like there was just guys. There was like two viewing parties. There was like guys watching the Super Bowl and then their girlfriends watching Euphoria on the other side of the room.
Yeah, and then Euphoria was over, and then I switched over just in time to see the very end of the game.
Yeah, well, that's all you needed because the end of the game was great. I went to a little. I did go to a Super Bowl party we have a mutual friend who's a Rams fan, so I went there and was with him and a few of his boys and their lady friends, and I felt like very much the 18th wheel or the 19th wheel of a very coupled up party, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, anybody else single up in here? No, like
No. All right, I'll
no,
go in
I'll
the
just
corner.
I'll just be the funny single guy,
It's
and that's
just
pretty much
me in the corner.
yeah. But I was there. I was wearing a Detroit Lions hoodie. Everyone's
Yeah.
just and obviously everyone's just like, oh, what are you rooting for Stafford? I was like, no, I just wear this hoodie because I like it, dog. Like, but it's just no, but I did bet. I won. I had a four-way parlay during the game. Um,
hmm
Not a
hmm
ton of money. I mean, a couple hundred. I mean, let's be honest. I had a couple $100. All right,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you feel me?
Honestly, though, from the last episode, our predictions were very
Very good.
accurate.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parlay, I took the under, so it was under 49.
hmm
I took the Rams money line.
Okay.
I took and then I took two player bets.
hmm
So the one that actually netted me the most money was Matt Stafford over 24.5 completions.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was a tough ask. I was like, that's a lot of completions, but it was the biggest odds. That
But
was the one.
he has one
Yeah,
of the best receiver cores in the NFL right now.
yeah, and they were down, and then that last drive, I was like, oh, they're throwing, and I'm gonna win. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as soon as they were down with like under 5 to play, I was like, oh, I'm fucking winning money
Well, as
tonight.
soon as Odell got hurt, you were like, fuck.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, but I was like, nah, they're good. Like he's gonna air it out. And look, I
hmm
mean, honestly, lucky they were down. And then the honestly the last thing that hit, or not the last thing, was the first thing that hit. I took the Bengals kicker 1.5 field goals at least, over 1.5 field goals.
Oh, okay.
And he
So you
hit
did
2 in the first half, and I'm like, God damn.
it.
So yeah, basically that last drive, yeah, Stafford hit the completion to take it over, and they won the game in the final drive. So I was like, damn.
Yeah, yeah. Which
I
is
was like,
what I said was going to happen.
yeah. And I was like, damn, man, I can see why betting's an addiction. This is fun. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it
it's
is.
fun
It
when you
is.
win. Yeah, it's fun when you win, and then when you have to hand the keys over to your foreclosed house, it's not as fun.
You gotta you gotta give the pink slip up on your
Yeah,
used base model Ford Focus. It's
yeah. You're just like, God damn.
fuck.
You're just like, baby, hey, listen, we gotta talk. We gotta find a place to live.
Yeah.
I got a
When
little
you're
crazy.
deciding to rob a bank instead of tell your wife that you drain the kids' college funds, like,
I told people that story. We can talk about this. This is public knowledge.
Yeah, yeah,
We had a math teacher in our high school
yeah.
that robbed a bank because he was in such crippling gambling debt. And it was the last guy in the world, we would have thought.
Oh, you'd never expect it.
I was
He
just
was
like,
just
get
like
the
the
fuck
most
out of here. Him?
yeah.
I shared the story with a couple of comics, and they're because we were just talking about like our hometowns. And they're like, any crazy shit happened in your hometown? I was like, my math teacher robbed a bank with a shotgun point. They're like, really? And I was like, yeah. They're like,
Yeah.
isn't Syracuse, New York, kind of like a normal regular town? I go, it is until your math teacher robs a bank.
Yeah.
Then it becomes not so regular. But I showed
Yeah.
them the Vice story and everything, and they're like, oh shit. They're like,
Yeah.
wow, they're like, you knew this guy? I was like, he was my fucking math teacher, man. I was like,
Yeah.
I knew this guy.
Yeah. Like
I did
I
well.
didn't have him, but he's one of the teachers at the school.
Yeah, no, I had him here, sophomore, junior, I don't remember, but
Oh.
yeah, he was a cool dude. But I later found out, so like when I was working back at home, one of my old coworkers was related to him in
Hmm.
some way. I think his cousin was either, I don't know, there was some marriage bond,
Okay.
and he knew about it like before anybody else, and he's just like, no, like his first reaction when he told me that story, he was like, no fucking way, him, really? Like, yes.
He's just like the most
Incons-
regular.
inconspicuous math teacher, like,
Yeah, he's just like when you think of just like
yeah,
math teacher at a high school, early 30s, like that. This
yeah,
is late 20s, like he was probably about our age right now when this
yeah.
happened. So
Yeah, he was
we
a
think
little.
of just
Yeah, I
like
think he was. He was really young.
he was, yeah, he was probably like in his late 20s, early 30s, and like yeah, just a regular high school math teacher. Like you would
Yeah,
just never expect this.
just one of the dudes, man.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
he just
he fucking just
got in a crippling gambling debt, and
crippling
instead of just
gambling that
owning up and coming
robbed
his
a
way,
not even a big bank. It was like a small bank at shotgun point. Like that's how.
yeah, just like a local credit union.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was like a
Yeah,
local small time credit union. It's like, yo, go to BOA, man. Let's do it up right.
yeah. No, I just remember that, and I'm like, wait, what? Really? And they're like, yeah, he like tried to rob a bank.
Yeah, that was
Um,
nuts. It's so funny. I watched the thing they did that Vice did the other day because I had to refresh my memory.
mhm.
It's just amazing. Like it's
Yeah, because it was funny though. The way they phrased it was just like, yeah, I started doing online poker. I lost some money. So then I decided, well, I need to take out a loan. Like it was just instead
I
of just like,
decided I needed to take out a loan.
yeah, yeah. And then he like got into like playing in these like underground games and like gambling houses and
Love that.
type of situation where you borrow money and then it's like, well, the points are so high that like they'll break your legs if you don't make a payment. The only option is just to
Rob a bank. Yeah,
rob a bank.
if you get to that. But mind you, I like I mean comedians by nature are just kind of, they're not
Yeah.
all degenerates, but there are a few of them out there that are just like, yeah, I started gambling, I can't stop now. And I was like, as soon as my money hit for the
Mhm.
Super Bowl, I deleted the app.
Bro.
I was like, I withdrew all of my funds and I deleted the app. I was like, I'm done. I'm out. I
But
just hit. I'll never hit again. That
it's so funny though to see the difference in like people and how they gamble.
mm,
Cause it's like most older black people I know, if they go to the casino, it's like I'm bringing $40 with me. And when
that
that's gone, I'm going home.
yo, that is I have an older black man's mentality. Like I'll at least because I want to have fun and I want to enjoy the evening. I'll bring a couple $100s
Uh
because I'm like, all right, I want to have a good time. But if I start losing early and I'm cold, I'm like, I'm out. Like I'll
yeah,
just
yeah,
recoup these funds, or I'll take this money and I'll go and buy food, or
yeah.
I'll get some like cigars, or like just I'll buy something else instead of getting myself in debt. I remember a couple years ago, I took a cruise with my former old lady, and we it's a good way to I
Is
like
she dead?
I like saying former old lady. She's in the sea now. But I lost $100 and I swear to God 20 minutes. Like it was so fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, God damn. I said this. And then I was thinking about it because I was playing roulette for a minute, and I was just like, wait a minute, we're on the sea. Isn't this kind of tipping the scale in the wrong way? Like, aren't we
Probably.
gonna like hit a little bit of, little bit of current and we're gonna like knock the wheel off?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, don't get in your head too much. And I was like, I just lost $100 in 20 minutes. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bar and drink my sorrows away. And then that night, that was the funniest part of the trip, is she's like, I'm gonna check in for the night. Like it's like we had a big day tomorrow. And I go, all right, you can go to bed. I just went to the bar and learned how people play cricket. Like I didn't know anything about cricket, but the bartender was, and I was okay. He was an Indian guy, and
Well, that's who plays cricket.
I know, and I didn't want to assume, but I'm watching cricket, and he pours me a drink, and I said, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but I was like, but do you know anything about cricket? He goes, I love cricket. I go, I had a strong feeling, so I just wanted to make sure, just based on everything about you.
Uh-huh.
And he just explained to me everything about cricket. It's a very complicated game. Like
It is. It's
there
like
is,
baseball, but more complicated.
it's like baseball meets like odds make. It's weird. I kind
Yeah.
of, but I didn't realize it's very high stakes. Like the guy that was sitting next to me was like gambling on the game, like a lot of money. He's like, yeah, I'm watching the Saudi Arabian national team. I have $1,500 on them. I go, what?
Yeah,
For
man.
cricket? He goes, yeah, but I'm gonna win 8,000. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
All right, man. I love it's funny though going to a casino and seeing the different people because like you got on one end my uncle who it's like one time he picked up $20 off the floor because he found it,
Mhm.
put in the machine, it hit, doubled it to $40, and he's like, all right, I'm going home. That's it. And then the other hand, like you'll see the guy like at the roulette table, just wearing like a beat up white T-shirt and like some sweatpants,
Oh,
looking
I
like he's
love.
been up for days,
Oh,
and
he
he's
has.
just throwing hundreds.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a couple friends that were just big gamblers that knew what they were doing, but they were also like when they got down heavy, they were just like, I need to get back up, and they're like,
Mhm.
the odds are always in my favor, because
Mhm.
that's really like, and that's really how casinos work, is that you have to outplay, you have to basically outpace the people. Like you have to stay there for 8 to 10 hours. You have to get down heavy to get back up. Like it's
No, usually it
or you
usually
hit
the
and get
house
out.
always wins.
Yeah, but like if you hit, basically get your money back, and then if you hit again, get out.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
house always wins. But yeah,
yeah.
and I've been with people and playing, and it's like, oh yeah, like we started out like we're only gonna spend 2 grand, and then like 8 grand later, they're like, let's just get McDonald's.
Yeah, that's I had a couple of friends. I had a fraternity brother in college. I mean, he rest in peace, I got to say, but he was he used to get in pretty deep, but he always had a plan. Like that always, those guys always have a plan
Hmm.
where they're just like he's like, how much you down? Like 2 grand. Oh shit. He's just like, no, 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 I got this. Like it's always just
No, no,
like
no, this is part of it.
yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, there's some inner turmoil, but there's also this confidence that I could
Mhm.
never have. Like
Well, the plan is
it,
with those guys that there is no plan,
that's the thing. It's like
and that's the plan.
but they're so trustworthy in
Yeah,
those in the lack of plans. It's like,
yeah,
I mean, I feel like I can give this guy all of my money and he'll invest it in the right way.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Like them flying by the seat of their pants, they just seem so calm through it all
it's kind of
that
scary.
like you're like, you know what?
Who wouldn't
Trust you.
trust? Who wouldn't trust
I
this guy?
trust you. I
Just a
trust you.
nice, just a nice guy.
You know what? Like we're on the brink of like war. Like yeah, we might lose it all together, but you know what? I think we're gonna be okay.
I think we'll be fine. But so like if so at that Super Bowl party that I was at, it was everything about it. So I've been a Matt Stafford stan forever. I've
You've
been a
been
Matt
singing his praises since
I've been a
the
Matthew
beginning.
Stafford apologist since day one. When that man, and I tell this, and this story is, I mean, this video is on the internet. His rookie season, the man gets his shoulders separated in the fourth quarter of a game that they're down, and basically just he runs to the sideline, dangly arm and all, just like he's just like screaming to the trainer, "It's out, it's out, it's out. You got to put it back in." And they're just like, Matthew, we got to put somebody else in. He goes, just put it back in. And I'm like, oh shit. So they pop his shoulder back in. He goes out, throws the game-winning touchdown, runs back to the sideline, and goes, it's out again. It's just the shoulders fucking just
It's out again.
just dangly ass arm. Like I was like, all right, respect to my man. Like I get it, football players are beyond alpha males, but like this dude is literally broken, and he's just like, I got this. Sure, we're gonna win 2 games this year, but I got this.
I
Like,
got this.
and he did that shit for like 12 years, and I'm like,
Yeah.
he just gets the shit kicked out of him, and nobody respects the guy. Gets none.
No.
He's the Rodney Dangerfield of
Hmm.
football. Just no
Hmm.
respect.
But that kind of proves something though, is that if you're in a good, you can only be considered elite if you are in a good organization.
Yeah, it's true.
Because that no look pass he threw
To win the Super Bowl,
to
basically.
win the Super Bowl, and I saw that shit. That was fucking
He does it on a regular basis. Like, do you know how
yeah,
comfortable you have to be with your talent to just be like, oh, I'm not even gonna look, and I know it's where it's
yeah.
going.
Like he is literally like,
Just yep. Yeah, he's always had this like, and that's the thing is like the whole, I think the whole storyline going into this week was basically how Joe Burrow and he's taken this Bengals team that really had no business being there, and he's so cool and he's got all this swag, and I was like, he's just Joe Cool, Joe Burrow, like it's
Joe Burr.
Burr.
Yeah.
And then nobody talks about Stafford at all. They're just like, yeah, but he's got a super team. And I was like, I mean, they're not. I mean, they got a couple of guys, but they're not like loaded at every position.
No,
I mean,
no.
their fucking starting safety was retired like a month ago.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like, the dude
And
is just
even
like,
then, like,
dude was playing pickup basketball and he goes, oh, you want me to win a Super Bowl? Yeah, I got you. Like, I've been
I
working
mean,
out.
Cooper Cup.
Yeah. He's nice.
Yeah.
Nice with it.
Even Odell Beckham Jr. He's
For that first
older
quarter,
now.
if Beckham was healthy, would have been the MVP of the Super Bowl. Like he was
100%.
the way
He was on fire.
The way he was roasting Eli Apple, which I don't know. I was watching, mind you, I'm watching the Super Bowl with a lot of Jets and Giants fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know a lot about Eli Apple, but he was drafted by the Giants.
Yeah.
And he was spit roasted that entire game. Every time somebody got open and Eli Apple was guarding him, they're just like, guy's not wearing blue. That fuck up. That piece of shit. Like, it just.
Yeah.
And he was, but he turned his career around a little bit with Cincinnati. He became a serviceable guy, but he was getting just murdered on that last drive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, it's just like, oh, we're going to go 1-on-1 against Cooper Kupp. All right, buddy. Hey, like, best receiver in the league. Good luck to you.
Hey, right. He was on
Kupp with the game-winning touchdown. Yeah. He got burnt by
and then he got moved over to Kupp, and it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Put somebody better out there.
Come on, bro. Like, let's switch it up.
So, but we're watching that game, and obviously I have betting interest in the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
But like my mom is a big Cincinnati Bengals fan.
Yes,
like,
I remember this.
Huge, and so I kind of have like, I'm purely there for the entertainment purposes, but I'm also like I've bet my interest into Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Like, like I'm just like, okay, so I'm rooting for them it's purely financial. Like,
yeah.
Of course, it would be cool if the Bengals did win, but also I would be pretty upset if they did.
Yeah.
So being
but at the same time, your mom just had to be happy that the Bengals made it.
She was having the conversation with her after the game. She was just like, I hope they get back. And I was like, they'll be back. Like
they will. They will.
And if it's not next year, it'll be soon, because like they're so young, man. They're just, especially on offense. I mean, the offensive line we talked about. I mean, everyone's been talking about that all week. Their offensive line is dog shit.
They need work, and there's definitely gaps that they need to fill.
Yeah, but they got money. They got money to spend, and they got to go get somebody. They have to get an offensive lineman, somebody to just shore up because he got sacked 7 times. He got a sprained MCL in the middle of the game. Like, it's just like, my guy is getting hit too much. Like, you want your franchise? Why do you think Matthew Stafford left Detroit? Like, you're gonna get a Joe Burrow situation if you don't,
right.
If you don't sure things up.
And even then, every elite, long careered quarterback in the league, what do they have in common?
Long tenured quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, they all have great offensive lines.
For the most part. Or they at least have an offense that is tailored to how they play.
Yeah. But even then, that comes with a very adaptable offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you look at all
it's very rare. Like, I think the only other quarterback that I can think of that had like a below average offensive line that made some noise was like Russell Wilson. He still does. Like, he still doesn't have like a elite offensive line, but he is just a supremely talented person. Yeah.
And also, he's more likely to tuck it and run.
He's an incredibly weird individual, but a very talented football player. Like,
right. But also, the thing is that Russ can run.
It's horrible.
Yeah, but also though, Russ can run, and the thing is that with offensive linemen, you usually fall into one of two categories. You're either the slimmer, strong guy, or you're a hog. Like, you fall into one of two categories.
Hog.
Okay?
I haven't heard that term in so long.
You got the hogs, and the hogs, nothing's getting through.
Yeah, just a nice way of saying too fat to get by. Like,
nothing's good. Oh, they're strong as fuck too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you got the slimmer guys and you got the hogs.
I used to. Right? I love following. Like, I love watching those all those NFL film series. Mm-hmm. I was watching something a couple years ago. I don't remember what it was. I think it was something on the Arizona Cardinals. It was probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But they were talking about like the 5 offensive linemen went out to dinner, and each one of them got 2 whole chickens to themselves.
Hogs.
And I'm like, and it's just like we also did family style sides, but like some of them just wanted the family style sides to themselves.
Yeah. Dude, those are fucking wild West Texas pigs. All right.
Yeah.
Just
These are Midwestern, like corn fed.
oh my
Just
God.
they're like, I worked on the farm and this is how I got strong.
Yeah, it's like 3 white dudes from Iowa,
Yeah, basically.
1 Polynesian, and a black dude from Alabama. And that's the offensive line. Okay.
There's like one guy. It's like your 2 bookend offensive linemen on the outside. It's just like Big Ten, like Big Ten Midwestern guy, and then like the best tackle in the SEC.
Yeah.
Your interior lineman, one is from like the island of Samoa.
Yeah.
The other one was like a military guy.
Yeah.
And the center is just like, oh yeah, I went to Harvard. I was a Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah. Center's smart as fuck. But then you got this
always.
just then you have just this surprisingly athletic Polynesian man who is 6'2". He weighs 290 pounds. And actually, no, at 6'2", he's gonna be 320 pounds.
Yeah, I'd say he's at least 3 bills for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's
when you watch him punch a heavy bag, it sounds like thunder. But he also manages to run like a 4.6 at 320
which is
pounds.
Yeah, some of those dudes I remember
insanely fast for a man that size.
Yeah, there was an offensive line prospect. Oh, it was the guy from he plays for the Jets. You know Mekhi Becton?
Yeah.
Yeah, he I think he's like 6'6", 350.
Mm-hmm.
Big boy.
You're a big motherfucker.
Ran like a 4.8 40.
Yeah, that is terrifying. Okay. Like you ever see a Ram T-Rex take
dude is
off?
Literally 1 foot and easily 200 pounds more than I am.
Yeah.
And he's still so much faster than I am.
He's so much faster. It's like a Mack truck going down a hill with no brakes. Okay?
Yeah, for real.
It's actually
it's frightening.
Actually, one time I saw a Ram T-Rex do a launch control start.
Mm-hmm.
Terrifying. I've never seen something that big move so fast in my life. Like, which you know what the Ram T-Rex is, right?
Sort of, yeah.
So Dodge's answer to pretty much everything nowadays is just put a big fucking V8 in it. So they started out with the Hellcat, which is their Charger, with like a massive, 700 horsepower family sedan. And then they did the Demon, which is just same engine but in a Challenger, which is the 2-door.
There's a guy around the corner from me that has a Demon. I saw it the other day.
Yeah, and then they said, all right, let's put the same engine in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. So that one's called the Trackhawk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then they said, let's take another hit of this crack pipe, and then they put the same engine, which is a supercharged V8 engine. The thing makes like 700-800 horsepower in a Dodge Ram pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So is the T-Rex. I have never seen something that big just take off that fast before. It was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, this shit's wild.
And that's what I think about when we're talking about offensive linemen that are 6'6", 340 pounds, running sub 5-second 40s. Like,
yeah, for real.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Terrifying is the right word. I mean, yeah, terrifying.
Something that big just shouldn't move that fast, man. It's against the laws of nature.
Yeah, right? Well, nature. We're throwing nature out the window here.
Yeah. Like if he's smaller, like at least I can clothesline him. This, fuck no.
Yeah. No, I'm literally gonna have to put this dude through a table to take him down.
No, I'm not taking this dude down. I'm getting out the way. This is.
There was dudes like I remember even like I played I think I've told you this story before. I played pickup basketball with like a Syracuse University, like a Syracuse University scholarship athlete.
Yeah.
And I'm playing a pickup game against him. I was like, okay, one of us, which one of us isn't like the other kind of situation. This is a 6'4" point guard. and I'm a 5'6" point guard. Like
Yeah.
and he comes up to me, and I'm doing a good enough job, but he gets past me and takes the lane, and he goes back to tomahawk it, and I just let him go, and he like just throws it down and looks at me, and he's just like, "Why'd you let me do that?" I was like, "Cause I don't want to jump. I don't want you to jump over me. Like I'm not an asshole."
He's like, "Why'd you let me do that?" Like, fuck was I gonna do?
Like I don't know if you, my guy, like have you looked at yourself, and then if you looked at me, like nature has fucking fallen out the window with you.
Yeah. Well, even that, like just to point a picture for the boys, like how you're what 5'6", 7?
I mean, yeah, about. I guess it really depends on which dating app I'm on.
Okay. 6'2".
5'11", easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Kyler Murray's 5'10", I'm 6'1". Like, we'll just put it that way.
All right. So you're not.
I'm a 5'7". I'd say 5'6", 5'7", right around
Okay.
there. I
Okay.
haven't really actually checked my height in a while.
Okay. And how much do you weigh? About
145, 150.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not. You're very slender.
I'm a svelte boy.
You're a svelte boy. Okay. Meanwhile, you got a fucking D1 scholarship athlete.
Yeah. A 6'4" point guard. Imagine.
A 6'4" point guard. All right. And this dude is doing fucking NBA street dunks over here.
Yeah, and he's just like mad at me that I let him blow by me, and I'm just like, dog, like, what the fuck do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
I was like, can I be honest? I'll be honest with you. I did get 2 steals in this game. Very proud of myself.
Yeah.
Like, he got a little fucking hot sizzle with it, and I punched one right. He went in between his legs. I punched one up to like one of my boys, and he's just like, "It was a good steal," and I was just like, "Yeah, I could be a D1 athlete for sure."
And then you just saw the way he just jumped, and you're like, "This is not nice."
No, I cannot do that.
Just so much power and ferocity.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know me. Everybody knows me by this point. Like, I'm just like talking shit to a Division I athlete. It's just, and I'm just laughing. It's fun. It's fun to me. You know how fun it is to talk shit to a D1 athlete, like knowing that you're definitely not as good as him, but he's kind of giggling to himself every time you say something. It made me feel so good.
Yeah, this kid has a good 6-7 inches on you.
Absolutely.
Just 40 to 50 pounds on you, but he's solid. Like there's no.
Yeah, I'm trying. I remember this interaction very vividly because me and my friends still laugh about it a little bit today. Like I'll tell them and they'll be like, "Oh, I remember that." Like he was like at the top of the key. He was doing like a little crossover dribble, and I was like, "Shit!" I was like, "They should give you a scholarship." I was like, "Man, this guy's good. You should go to college for this shit."
What was his response?
He goes, "I do," and I was like, "I know."
Like, dude, this is Syracuse. You play on the team. We know who you are, sir.
Mm-hmm.
We know who you are.
I was like, "I know who the fuck you are, dude." I was like, "Yeah. This is called knowing your audience." I don't know if you.
Yeah. The fucking, what was this, like a YMCA pickup game or something?
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Like, dude, we know who you are. Okay.
Seen you before. Seen you on television. I know who you are.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to me.
He's like, I do. And I'm like, nah, this guy's not very bright, huh?
I was like, I don't think he gets it. I don't think.
Well, non-academic scholarship.
Yeah. Seems like this guy isn't going to class. So he's on the old North Carolina scholarship. It's just like, we'll just make up some classes. We'll get them through this.
Give him African literature.
I can't believe that was a fake class. That's definitely a real class.
That's the major that they put them all in. Was like
African literature.
Yeah, that's the major, which is ironic.
Do you not understand the undertones of racism in that? Like,
yeah, and they were just arrogant about that shit too. It was just like, well, basketball team, football team, 90% of the athletes are black, so
African
American literature. Like,
as the whites laugh. I guess that's why they call it Chapel Thrill. Call it the White. Call it the White House. I think it's ironic too that like they named the stadium off of like the arena after the winningest coach in North Carolina basketball history, Dean Smith, and they call it the Dean Dome. And like I'm just thinking to myself, I was just like, this is just like an angry white guy who like just like put his players into submission. It was just like, why don't we make them do African American studies?
Yeah. African American studies. And they know, like,
they're just like giggling to themselves, like, ha ha ha. The NCAA will never suspect anything.
Yeah, the NCAA don't give a fuck.
It's wild. It's wild when they do give a fuck because it's always about the programs that it's like, I mean, obviously being from Syracuse, there's been a number of scandals, and it's only because it's Syracuse.
Yeah, well, no, it's the NCAA cracks down when it's like, you made us look bad.
Yeah, it's always like,
That's
you tarnished the image.
Yeah.
But now there's like these NIL things, and that now the athletes can actually make money, which is good. I mean, that needs to happen.
Yeah.
But
honestly, I think the school should be paying the athletes.
I agree, because there's plenty of money to go around. They should be paying them like they're employees. You know, the best players should get the higher salaries. The bench guys, should make bench guy money.
Just like any other
base
job.
Salaries, yeah.
But think about it like this, right?
What do the walk-ons get? Just like a meal plan? Like
they get a happy to be here, coach.
Yeah. Hey, can I drop a play? And they're just like, get the fuck out of here, Matt. Like,
think about it though. Like, how much money? Like, you just take Syracuse University, for example, right? How many millions of dollars does the basketball program bring in every year?
A multi-million-dollar industry.
It has to be.
I mean,
I'm gonna say at least $10 million a year.
All all like collegiate athletes draw in the tens of millions, most likely. Yeah. Especially the big. I mean, look at an Alabama home game. There's 85,000 people in that stadium. Okay, all paying. Let's say, I mean, if we're gonna be like the dad at the party, she's like, how much do you think they get for parking out there? Like 85,000 for $50 a ticket. Like, I mean, just like that money alone, plus the concessions, plus everything else. I mean, it's big business.
Okay, I just looked it up, right? Alabama athletics brought in $189 million in 2020.
And is that just revenue based on is that all athletics, or is that just football?
That's all athletics, but let's be honest.
There's more.
Like the tennis game isn't really drawing a crowd,
I mean, even their basketball program's pretty decent. Like, I mean.
Yeah, but most of that is.
Yeah, there's
Alabama football's what's paying the bills. I mean.
Oh yeah.
When people say roll damn tide, they're not talking about like it's no.
It's just like roll damn tide. I have to pay my taxes.
Yeah. No, for them, I'm sure their big three is probably going to be football, basketball being there because it's basketball. Baseball is going to bring in quite a bit for them,
especially in the South. Baseball's big in the South.
Baseball's big in the South,
it's a spring sport, so
maybe golf. But golf ain't bringing that much.
Yeah, Florida. If you go to Florida, that's where the golf. Yeah, that's where the golf is, especially in the Carolinas. Florida, things like that, yeah.
But to say, this school brought in almost $190 million last year in revenue, and you can't pay your players?
It's greed, man.
Yeah.
I
think about 40 million of that was just ticket revenue for football games.
Oh, for sure. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I said, those stadiums fit 80 to 90,000 people. Yeah. I mean, it's wild. It's wild, and like if I took there's been plenty of deep dives taken and people have complained, but nothing is going to be done.
Not at all.
I mean, it's a business,
It's going to be slowly but surely.
It's a well-oiled machine. And listen, until people stop watching, nobody's going to stop watching. I fucking love this shit. Like, I can sit here. I'm not going to sit here and wax poetic about something that I don't. I mean, I care, but also like I'm going to watch it. Everyone's just like, oh, the Super Bowl. I mean, don't you hate this and that? I was like, sure, but fucking love football, man.
I'll be honest. I took a year. I took like a year off of watching football a couple of years ago.
I know you took a strong stance with Kaepernick. That was nice.
And ever since then, I'm like, I gotta take it or leave it. It's especially especially like college ball, I'm just like, these dudes are getting professional injuries.
Yeah.
And having the surgeries in the off season, and they have nothing to show for it.
Yeah. Now that there's a little something to show for it, it's kind of nice, but also it's like, I mean, if I'll double down on everything. It's just like, yes, I've definitely had a couple of situations where I was like, they should pay the players, and now that there's some sort of bailout, I guess that's a good way to describe it. It's like they've bailed them out in some fashion. It's it makes sense for both parties involved, but is it the best strategy?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, but
yeah. But it's great because you're
hey guys, Taco Tuesday in the dining hall.
Yeah, it's Taco Tuesday. It's like, oh great, now Bryce Young can make a fucking, I don't know, local car dealership commercial and make a few dollars. Like,
yeah, because I gotta read up on it a little bit more. Can't they actually receive gifts now?
I think if the
gifts. So if the dealership is just like, yeah, here's a brand new Chevy, Cruise or whatever the shit they make nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we're not going to give you a Camaro because we don't want people to look at you different, but
I mean, Syracuse University back in the day, they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, there was some guys. I was just like, that is a fucking Audi. That is a nice Audi.
Yeah.
And
that's like, how many guys were just getting jobs, especially back in the 80s, where it was just like,
just jobs.
We're going to get you a no-show job where it's like you just show up every Thursday, like pick up your check.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
We'll get you a no-show job. It's like, what's that mean? It's just like, just show up when you want.
Yeah, you just show up on Thursdays, you get paid, and then like that's it.
Yeah, so
that's it.
It's crazy, but
yeah, I mean,
at the end of the day, the moral of the story is that just keep doing what you're doing.
I'm Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
McGuire. Wait, I can't even say a real car dealership name. Just Johnson Cadillac has all the new stuff. You ever heard of the Escalade? It's big and strong, like me.
Some of those athlete reads are so weird, man. Because they're just like,
God. They're just so stiff and uncomfortable.
Yeah, they don't want to be there. Most of them are super introverts. They're just like, I play ball and that's it. Like,
that's it.
I watched the Rams championship parade today.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, my favorite part was fucking Matthew Stafford becoming Frat Stafford again. Yeah, I was so good. Yeah,
I mean, he had a little bit of liquid courage in his. I mean, he was drinking some Don Julio, the expensive shit.
He was hammered when as soon as they were like
1942 or something.
Oh, it's good shit. Yeah, he was drinking. He was drinking straight from the bottle. Like,
mm-hmm. I love this shit.
Yeah, I love it. His wife is just like, oh, Matthew never cuts loose, never ever again. So it's just nice to see him trying.
Yeah.
He's definitely a gamer though. Like you can tell, this is the guy that's just like, I give everything for this game, and then as soon as I'm allowed to turn up, I'm gonna turn up. Like,
oh yeah.
And it's funny because like I didn't really follow his wife, Kelly Stafford, like that much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just during Super Bowl week I did a little bit, and she started kind of going on her media tour. Yep. And I get like Matthew was like definitely the guy that was playing hard to get. Like they would just like get together and break up a bunch. Which is like a total fucking frat bro move. Just like, yo, man, I mean, I got all these girls throwing themselves at me. Like, what am I supposed to do?
We won.
Yeah.
What was I gonna
do? And she's like, yeah. And then finally, like, I was just like, stop being an asshole. Like, just like be my boyfriend. And he's just like, fine, I guess.
Fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but no, I'm happy for him though.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, like it's like it is watching your ex thriving. Like it's just okay, like they did this for a reason, and now he's thriving. Look at him, he's lost all this weight.
Yeah,
he's got a beautiful home. He lives in LA now.
Start taking those beach body workouts seriously.
Yeah, look at him. He might actually get abs this off season. Like,
damn, good for him.
I'm watching him drinking green shakes and doing keto. I'm like, what the fuck?
Ooh, he started like gratitude journaling. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
he's waking up
This
at
man.
6 a.m. talking about what he's thankful for. Like, all
Hmm.
this crazy shit.
Hmm.
He's going to therapy.
Damn.
Big green flag. Love that. No.
Skin glowing. How silly. Like, look at
Yeah.
this guy.
Everyone's healthy.
This is healthy.
Skin glowing. House dumb.
I'm about to skin glowing, house dumb, garage stupid.
Fried stupid.
I'm about to buy a boat.
About to buy a boat. Might get a cab and shit. Yo, shout out to Tyler the Creator for being my muse.
Oh man.
You know,
I
I'm
wish I
like,
could be a guy that was so cool that like I wear women's perfume, but it's like a unisex fragrance.
for real. I mean, Jupe essentially is unisex. So.
Damn near. I just want, like I said, and I've expressed this.
Shout out to
before
our
on the
only sponsor,
podcast,
Jupe. They don't even know it.
I just want to be an old man that's. Hold on a second.
Oh, here we go.
Can't reach it.
Look at you, like getting out of frame and shit. You gotta show it off.
Yeah, I gotta pull it out. I gotta pull it out. Bam.
Bam, baby.
Hold on. There it is.
Edge.
There it is. A little bit.
I feel like every time you put that on, it's always because you've had a little bit to drink.
Of course.
I feel like your wife is just like, you've been drinking, huh? You smell like Jupe. You've been drinking.
Just coming in bed, smell like a drunk uncle.
I only put on Jupe when I've been drinking. It's funny because it is kind of true. It's like I got drunk last night. Oh, is that why you smelled like Jupe this morning?
Goddamn right.
Yeah. But the funny part of it is like, I think that if you ever got into a situation where like you had to explain yourself out of a situation, Jupe would be involved, and that's what makes it funny to me.
Yep.
Just
Jupe
like what happened with the boys last night. It's like, you smelled the Jupe. You know what's up?
You know what's good. You know what? I'm going to a wedding this weekend.
You would wear Jupe?
I think I'm gonna wear Jupe.
Are you in the party?
No, I'm not in the party.
Okay, good. Honestly, those are the best weddings when you're not involved.
Yeah.
I enjoyed your wedding. I liked being involved with it, but to be honest, I didn't. I love not being involved in weddings.
Yeah. Well, like we're boys. Like you kind of. There was no other way.
I've been in a few weddings, and I'm just like, honestly, would love to be a spectator. Because some of this shit, like, you gotta stand here and you gotta get this, and it's like, come on, man, like, just.
I've only been in one other wedding.
I've been in two.
I've been in one. Outside, well, as an adult, I've been in one that was like not my own.
So it's kind of nice, but it's also like it's nice that you get involved, but it's also like, yo, I just want to sit here and enjoy your free booze after this. Yeah. Like that's why I'm here. I want to get high with your uncle. I didn't realize he got high. Like shit like that. All right, let's put a bow on this before. I do want to talk about the halftime show a little bit because I have some takes.
Okay.
It was great. It was, I mean, I was there for it. Basically,
you were living.
As a millennial, everyone's just like, oh yeah, this is, every person was just like, I grew up with this shit. I was like, yeah, we all did. Like,
we all did. Like,
I watched it with a fucking group of like millennials, and all the women were just like, oh, Mary, and all the guys were just like, yo, 50's mad fat. Like, it was.
Yeah, everybody's talking about how fat 50 Cent was, but at the same time, it's like, dog.
He still.
I saw him like. Did you see that video of him like from the certain camera angle where he pulled himself up like to hang upside down?
Yeah.
Did you see how easy it was for him to do that?
Yeah, but he just the way that I thought about it was like somebody called him his agent called him a week before the show. They're like, yo, we want to put you on the halftime show. And he just calls back and he goes, I'm kind of fat though. Like, is that okay?
Like he pulled the G-Unit tank out of storage.
Yeah, he's just like, I mean, I'll try to make this shit fit, but like I'm in a 2X now.
He looked so uncomfortable hanging upside down.
They were just like, we're gonna hang you upside down. He goes, I do not want to be here. Like,
you're
lucky you're paying me $5 million for this shit. Like,
I feel like it was his idea to do that.
You think so? I think it was somebody else's.
Like, man, I do like the video from 03, motherfucker, shit. And then
someone's just like
gets
trying
up there. Clearly still does pull-ups.
For
the
sure,
way he pulled himself, he just
Yeah, he
And
does pull-ups,
no,
but he's not working out. Like he's
I think he works out, but he's
but
50
he
Cent.
also but he eats.
Of course, he's 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Big motherfucker. That is a. They called him G Unit for a reason. That's Gorilla Unit. They called
Yeah.
him fucking Gorilla Unit for a reason. That's
I know, man, but I mean obviously
a
In the
strong
Club
man.
was a long time ago, but
Hmm.
as a big motherfucker back then. Like
Yeah, yeah. But yes,
yeah.
is 50 Cent heavier than he was 20 years ago?
Sure. Most
Sure,
people
of
are. Most
course.
people
Yeah.
if not all people are.
Yep.
But I like my thought was like if you know you're going to be on national television in front of 100 million people,
Hmm.
my thought would be I got to look pretty good. So my thought was just go to like, oh, he definitely just found out about this, and he's not in fighting shape. Like
Yeah.
he
And
is
then
he's Mike Tyson,
yep.
not fighting. Like he's just like, yeah, smoke weed and eat. So what? Like,
Yep.
don't
Then
we
you had
all?
Snoop Dogg just smoking a little weed before he gets on stage. And
Everybody's
I'm like, this is the
freaking out.
most Snoop thing I've ever seen.
Everyone's just like, oh man, Snoop is on the devil's lettuce. I was like, wow, like
Wow. Like,
what a hard take you have.
man, I'm pretty sure Snoop Dogg's been smoking weed since,
I think he started smoking weed when he was 6. I think.
oh, so back in 1940 and 2.
Yeah.
This,
Back during the Great Depression when Snoop started smoking weed.
he was stressed.
He was stressed. I don't know if you guys know a lot about the Great Depression. Things weren't looking great.
Yeah.
Things were
My wife was
bleak.
salivating over Dr. Dre, thinking that he looked like a hot uncle.
He does. He does. You know who actually I even thought about this like when Eminem came out.
Mhm.
Uh I might have even tweeted it, but it was like Eminem looks like the uncle at the barbecue that sells the kids weed.
He does. Never takes his hood off.
Never takes his hood off, and he's just like, "Hey kids, you want
Yep.
to smoke some chronic?" Like,
Yeah, 80 degrees outside. Doesn't take off the hood. Pushes up
yeah.
the sleeves.
Pushes up the sleeves. Yeah, I'm not afraid.
Everybody knows that guy that like wears a hoodie year round.
Yeah,
Doesn't take the hoodie off, just pushes the sleeves up.
yeah, he's just nervous. But
Yeah, good for him.
yeah, but overall, I mean, everything about this. I mean, everything about the Super Bowl was good. I mean, all parties involved, everything was good. But my main thing was basically that, you know, Stafford got his ring. Everything, everything kind of happened exactly how people thought it was going to in the beginning of the
Yeah.
season. It was kind of
Yeah.
apropos. But the only thing that was missing was, I mean, I don't really know. Where was Obi Trice? That was the only thing. Where was
He was in
D12?
Detroit. He was in
know.
Detroit.
I know.
Where he
With
belongs.
every other Matt Stafford stand.
Yeah, where's
But-
Obi Trice? Where's Bizarre? Like,
Yeah. Where's Freeway, dog? Let's go. Like,
Come on, man. Just every other member of D12. Just like, yeah.
I know. I just want to
Rest in peace. Where's Con Artist?
Who's
Conniver.
con artist?
Where's Con Artist? We need him. And
Yeah.
Conniver. Where are they?
Exactly.
Yo, Royce the 5'9", where you at?
Where's the Royce the 5'9" nice. Yeah, he's one of my favorite rappers.
Oh man.
I would say that. Yeah, I mean overall everything was good, but yeah. Well, let's get up out of here. It's been a nice evening.
Okay, it's been.
Thank you for enjoying another glass of wine with the Wine Boys podcast. Get a rate, review, subscribe on the old Apple Music and the Spotify's. We're over on YouTube now. All these episodes are uploaded via video, so you know what we look like.
Yep.
Just a couple of trim glasses boys. I'm trying to think. I don't think of anything else. I think we're good here.
All right,
Yeah.
boys. I think I'm good. Oh. Did you get it off to your chest?
I think so. I think it's good here. We're good here. You know, I always know that the wine is good when I've had like about a quarter of a bottle, and I always feel a little toasty.
Yeah,
So-
me. Yep, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, so I think we're at the same length where it's always like you get a little warm sensation.
Yeah. You get a little loosened up. Eyes start to feel a little heavy.
I'm starting to feel that way for sure. Yeah.
By the way, I ate some Headshot edibles last Saturday.
What?
Yeah.
Cue the air horns.
They didn't do much, but I ended up watching very soulful like HBCU trombone videos and like really feeling it.
I was vibing to Grambling State, yo.
Yeah. No, that shit was hard, man.
Sometimes it's amazing. Like I'll tell one last story. So like I took some edibles like a couple weeks ago with me and a couple of my friends. We were playing poker, just chilling, and my guy just put on I think he just put on like BB King or something, just like something like real. And I was vibing so hard. Everyone's just like, "Yo, I didn't realize you were such a BB King fan." I was like, "I didn't either."
I'm just feeling this, man.
I was like, I had
Lucille is
fucking no
crying
idea
right now.
that I was so into this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
yeah, we
gotta
gotta
send
work.
you this video I was watching. This
Can
man
you?
started
Yeah,
just
I feel
hitting
like
his
what
hard trombone
I
solo.
kind of want to feel it. Yeah, I want to feel it in my bones. So
Yeah. Like this
yeah,
man made that trombone sing. It was
yeah,
like
for real.
the ancestors risen. And
Yeah,
it was like, man, like
yeah.
this is Black History Month. Like this is this is what we do.
It's our month, Whitey. All right.
It was a cover of an Al Jarreau song. And and this man is just like playing the trombone like
I know, man.
hard
It
as fuck. And I'm like I felt it.
felt it in my bones. All right. We'll talk to you next week. We love you with all of our hearts. Bye.
I love you. Please call me back.